feedback. There's a ghost.
Yeah, maybe. You're a PA on a film.
So I started working as a production assistant and getting into the film world that way, and I still was not planning on acting. I was still telling everyone I knew, don't worry, I'm not sure what in film I'm going to do yet, but it's not going to be acting. Like, I was like, I was convinced that in order to pursue acting, you had to be absolutely, truly deranged.
I mean, you're not wrong, I don't think. I think you kind of do have to be deranged, but I feel like you're right, that you sort of have to exhaust all the, like, options in your head of other things you could do.
Maybe that's what it was, you know?
Yeah, for sure. You have to be like, well, I could do this. And then you're like, no. And then you're like, well, I could do this. And
I could be a vet.
No.
Oh, I get, like talking... Because if you think that it's deranged, you're talking yourself out of the crazy.
Exactly.
But it's not. But you're not, because you wanted to do it.
Yeah. I think I was trying to talk myself out of it, probably. But, yeah, so then I stayed in Austin, started working in film, worked as a PA, and then, actually, this is... so I worked on this feature called Balls Out as a production assistant that shot here, and it was a great experience. That was my first film I ever worked on, first films that I'd been on, and it was wonderful. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And Kate McKinnon was in that film, and she was absolutely as wonderful as you'd imagine her to be, and just the best. And watching her was so inspiring and so fun, and everyone loved her, and she was a good person. It was like,
she
you're
was
a
really
famous
nice
person who is funny and smart and so kind. This hasn't changed you, and you're making a living, and you're actually affecting change in the world. And then and I had mentioned to her that I had done acting and I was kind of interested in it, and she was really supportive. And I was like some PA, like, you know, I mean, she had no reason to have to even, like, go into it with me, but she always did, and she was really supportive. And then after we wrapped, she, on her last day, we were drunk. We had been drinking a lot of wine. And she pulled me behind one of the trailers, and she held my shoulders, and she gave me a speech that was just about, you know, I know you, and I trust you, and I want you to follow what you want to do and not what other people want you to do. And I can't wait to see what happens, and I can't wait to see your name in rolling credits, you know, after a movie someday. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait. And I was like, I have to do acting.
Oh!
Kate McKinnon told me I have to act, and now I have to act, which goes against everything she said about doing it for me and not someone else. No, I mean,
hilarious.
That was really, so, I don't know, things like that just made me feel like, you know what, you're right. Carpe diem. Why not try it? If it's something I'm interested in, why not try it?
I love that too. That was such a fun movie to work on. I got to do a lot of extra work on it because, you know, all of our pals were making it, and so yeah, I got to watch her a little bit, and yeah, what a sweetheart. I love that she told you that. That's such a like my heart is full with the sweetness of that story. Like, I could try.
Teared up multiple times watching Ghostbusters the other day.
Oh!
Because watching Kate on the big screen, I mean, I've seen her on the big screen, and I can see her on my TV every Saturday, but watching her kick ghost ass in that movie, and watching this thing that was sort of off limits to me growing up because it was for boys more than, and just feeling like, no, this is mine, and feeling so connected to it, and just feeling so proud of her. And it was really, my boyfriend and I, like, looked over at each other a number of times, just, like, hearts full, you know.
Yeah, that's so great. That's so great. I love part of the great journey when you're doing this kind of stuff is to see friends of yours do really well, and then you get to, like, be there with them and, like, be excited with them about other stuff too. So I think that certainly has been one of the things that's kept me moving along, because it's like, everybody around me is fine, like, let's just keep doing this. And, like, all these people that I know, and plus, like, all the projects that you work on, you know, I just like new projects. I just meeting new people and working on new things, and just being like, what sort of creative situation can we do? And there's so many fun people out there that want to do projects. super fun. I did not realize that Balls Out was the first film that you had worked on. That was really great. That's so fun.
Yeah, I went in for my interview and I was like, yeah, I've never been on a film set. Someone hire me, please. And they did. They
Originally titled Intramural.
Yes.
Oh, yes, please.
I enjoyed being part of that as well. Those dudes, that crowd are, Dave and Russell and Bradley and the like. They've been a great inspiration to me moving, doing stuff in Austin and feeling like, no, this is a professional situation. Like you're doing real work. You're like making stuff happen, and it's like, matters. Yeah. And in fact, a lot of the part of after we met sort of in a social situation, then we got to work on some like humor-y stuff. Yeah, and that's the fun.
Rave Smith
the fun things going
I've worked now in the industry for 3 years, and I mean they're one of my. Rave Smith produces consistently good material, and they're incredibly good people. Absolutely. I've worked with a lot and enough to really work with some people who I despise and some people I love, and they do a great job of being kind to people and also creating quality stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have a high standard, too, of putting things out. I don't know, Delia, Wendell, have you guys ever seen Humor-Tea or the comedy videos therein?
I'm actually, just for the sake of not sounding like an asshole, I was not super familiar with you, Lauren, before we did this, so I'm actually kind of like looking over your website and stuff right now.
Oh, no, you have a website.
I'm not familiar with you either, Wendell, so don't worry.
Well, that is a much more reasonable thing, apparently, because you have a pretty extensive body of work as I'm pouring through.
Well,
oh, cool. He's looking at
a lot of commercial stuff and everything. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to sound like a weirdo right now, but just for the sake of knowing who
Wendell,
I'm talking to.
I love this. I don't ever want you to stop. Go on, read my resume from the bottom to top. Let's start with the older stuff and get to the newer.
Yes,
How many commercials have you done, actually, speaking of which?
Honestly, not a ton, actually. Mm-hmm. I mean, less than 10.
Sure. What was your favorite experience? And also, you can, if you'd rather tell the one that was like the weirdest, that's also fine.
I mean, my first commercial I was ever in was in Ohio when I was 16, because I was driving myself. And it was this Ohio lottery commercial. It is in the interwebs. It is findable. Findable?
Sure.
I'm on it, guys. Don't you worry.
It is discoverable.
We will have it linked to the episode.
There were parts. I had an agent, and I got sent out for part of cheerleader, and there were these three little cheerleaders in the commercial dancing around in front of someone's door trying to sell them lottery tickets, and then there were a series of other like high school archetype kinds of kids coming to the door too. And I auditioned for cheerleader, and I felt good about it, and my agent called me and said they really liked you. They're going to offer you the part of band dork.
Oh.
And I was like, I'd been telling all my friends, I was like, I think I'm going to be a cheerleader in this commercial. How cool.
Oh, I just found the picture on your website from this commercial.
Yeah. I'm in like a full...
Oh, yay. Look at you. That's adorable.
Yeah, full band costume. I look like I could guard a building in Britain. So that was the most... But so even though I was like, oh, of course, I'll be band dork, it was still the coolest thing ever. I was just like... I've made it. And then I got my first speeding ticket on the way home because I was so excited after having rapped and done it all and like made my family proud.
What a great thing, because like it just makes me feel like the world was like, hey,
you need
to take you down a notch. You need to understand you just did one commercial.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Maybe you started realizing when you were young, as soon as you came back, you got slapped with a ticket, and then years later you're going to go to Ohio to do advertising, and then, so was that one of the first times you said it over the phone or out loud? Like, hey, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, but hearing the words come out of my mouth was like, I could visualize them and I wanted to get them back.
Wow.
So when the cop pulled you over, were you like, do you not know who I am?
Yeah. I was like, excuse me, someone bring me a tiny dog and a Fiji water. He was like, ma'am, you're going to need to get in these handcuffs.
Every time I see Fiji water, I remember that the first time somebody handed me a bottle, they're like, it's good. It's like water, but chunky. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that.
Chunky water? That's disgusting.
Right?
I need to talk to their brand manager and see where we went awry here.
Nobody wants clumpy water.
Yeah, I'm real sorry. That was the, it was super,
Wait. I've never had Fiji water. There's clumps to it?
Yeah.
It's chewy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I drank it and it's just like water. It's just water. Okay. You know what it is? It's dirty water, Wendell. It's the water you and I drank when we were growing up.
Okay.
The rest of the people don't understand that water.
Yeah, straight out of the garden hose.
Yeah,
that kind of water.
Precisely.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a little bit of dirt in it. It's great.
The real mineral water, like actual mineral water.
Yeah, like tap water, but special.
What's a hose?
Yeah.
They don't have hoses in Ohio, eh?
No.
What's Ohio like?
A lot of basements.
You said basement?
Yeah, there are no basements here, and I really miss
that's
them.
Good.
I also miss them.
Awesome. I really.
Okay, I thought that was like a reference to that guy that kidnapped those girls in Ohio.
What?
Which guy
what's a
who
basement?
kidnapped which girls? In
Remember,
Ohio?
like they found those like girls that had been kidnapped in that guy's basement for a
Why
couple
don't
of
you pull
years.
up the article?
Oh yeah. He was. I think I know what you're talking about. He had them for like 15 years or something.
Yeah. He had kidnapped them really young and then just had them, and then somebody saw them like being ushered into the house really quickly or something. Like he would take them out.
I think one of them
But
had
wouldn't
a
let them talk
child
to
by
them.
him as well. This happened
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years ago.
This has happened to more than one crowd of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one was somewhat recent, and it was like 3 women, I think, 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah.
Ladies,
See, that's all I really know.
Don't get in the van. Don't get in the van. That's the lesson here. Don't get in the van. Also,
They
Ohio,
love ground
apparently.
in Ohio.
Yeah.
Basements are great, though. I love basements. I wish there were more of them in Texas.
What do you do with them? I'm just kidding.
You keep things in them and you hang out. So that's a great thing. But honestly, Columbus, Ohio is a bustling metropolis. It's a lot like Austin. It's very arty and liberal and young, and but the city is old. There are a lot of interesting buildings. There's a lot of history. There are great museums and great, I mean, move to Columbus. It's a great place.
Cool.
I get defensive because people are like, Ohio, what's in Ohio? And I'm like, it's actually pretty cool.
We know it's interesting.
I know.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
I know, like Bone Thugs and Harmony and Kidnap Victims. That's about that was like the extent of my. Yeah. And Yingling, I miss Yingling. Isn't that made in Ohio, or like I met people from Ohio?
I think.
Oh, okay.
That's Pennsylvania, and we're completely.
You guys should make Yingling. Then
I took a road trip through Ohio one time. That's pretty much my experience with Ohio.
What were your thoughts?
It seemed pretty. We enjoyed it as we drove through it. As I recall, we made it. So that was
home of
good.
the original Wendy's. So.
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you're like pleasant about your where you're from. Like, I don't like Boston at all. I'm from Boston, and whenever, honestly, has more. Honestly, whenever I talk about Boston, it's always very negatively, and people are like, "Oh, but it's great." I'm like, then go move there. Like, have a great time. I'm not trying to stop you. I just found that the vibe was just not my vibe. Not my vibe.
There's a difference in like visiting a place too. Like I hate South Carolina, but people like going there for like the shore, and like it's definitely a good place to like dip your toe in and not do anything.
Are you from there?
But like when you're, yeah. And it's like when your whole life is at stake. South Carolina is a death trap. But
have you ever heard
if you need to do stuff.
Have you ever heard of Fripp
I've
Island?
never heard of. Which island?
Fripp.
Yeah. Well, there's like 24 off the coast of South Carolina.
Fripp is really tiny.
Yeah.
I used to go there. One of my best friends in high school had a place there. What do you know?
Really?
That's
so,
well, yeah. I mean, when I would go to Myrtle Beach, I would always like make friends with people from Ohio because that was like, I guess that was one of the.
That was a big
coast
vacation